Jets apparently talking heavy with Aaron Rodgers. You buying or selling that, bro?
I'm buying it if I'm Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, the Jets are interested in Aaron Rodgers. They're obviously buying it. They're making an offer. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, here's the problem. They want an answer by the end of the weekend, because the problem is, we know how Aaron is kind of finicky. If he doesn't make a decision, what the backup plan is probably Jimmy Garoppolo. And then after that, the fall off is huge. Like that, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. Yeah. So you kind of want to answer from Aaron by Sunday, right? So, but if I'm Aaron, why would you not want to go to the Jets? You're going to get a top 5 defense. You're going to get 2 players who were offensive players of the year candidates, and one of them winning it. So you have Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, and you have a top 5 defense. You're in the AFC. I know that's a little tough. There's a lot of hurdles you got to jump through. You know, Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Allen, you know, Justin Herbert. There's a lot of competition in the AFC. So that might be a little bit of hesitation. But honestly, what team are you going to go to that's tailor-made right now, that's ready for you? Because I don't, you know, San Francisco, everybody throws out. I don't think that's a realistic place for him, or I don't think
it sucks that they ruled him out too. He's like, I'm not going to San Fran. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I mean, but when you think about it, what can they give up, right? Like they're not going to give up Christian McCaffrey, the Deebo Samuel. Like they don't have anything really to give up. Everything they had, they gave up to get Christian McCaffrey. So yeah, it's like they don't have anything.
Trey Lance all.
So yeah, they're not going to. They're clearly not getting rid of Trey Lance, and they're hitching their wagons to Brock Purdy, who's going to be out for the year anyway. So they're relying on Trey Lance. They already parting ways with Jimmy G. You can't bring him back. So, you know, if you're the Jets, obviously I'm buying, because Aaron Rodgers immediately makes you in my opinion, top 4 team in the AFC easily. You know, and so Aaron, 100%. A top 5 defense with Aaron Rodgers and that offensive talent at running back and receiver. You know, the Bills, the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Jets are right there. The Jets would immediately be better than the Chargers to me.
Okay, yeah, because that was my question. Because like we're going to get into it a little later. You know, talking about offenses in the AFC. Wow. Okay, so Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, agree with that. Of course, that's unanimous up there. But you would have the Jets as a team over the Chargers.
Over the Chargers, because Aaron Rodgers is better than Justin Herbert, and the defense of the Jets is better than the Chargers of the Jets. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. You're right. That's fair. I'm going to be buying it too, man. And you know, when I first heard this news come out, I wasn't really about it, because you know, Aaron Rodgers, like, he's cream of the crop, right? Back-to-back MVP, Super Bowl champ. We want to see him do more though. You know, and I've been saying actually since I've looked into it that Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, I feel like would be a good move, even though they are a young, you know, team at the time. There's plenty of talent on both sides of the football. But I feel like the only caveat is, I feel like you were kind of getting into this too, is would the young players be able to get it together in 2 years to win a Super Bowl? Because to me, like, I don't really see Aaron Rodgers playing for another, you know, high level 3 or 4 years. I think you get, you know, in my opinion, another 2 solid years out of Aaron Rodgers. Can you expect a Breece Hall? Can you expect a Robert Saleh? Can you expect a Garrett Wilson? Can you expect a Sauce Gardner to rise to the occasion in an early AFC championship game or a Super Bowl? You know, I think Aaron Rodgers could, even though we have seen him shrink in some NFC title games, you know, when those Packers teams were loaded and whatnot. But that would be my only question, right? Because that would be the goal. You know, maybe the Jets don't want to chase a Super Bowl, like, you know, with the immediate move. But to me, like, there's a lot of hype. We kind of felt like the Jets peaked earlier in the season, and that's why we saw them lose, I think, 6 in a row on the back end. You know, but at the end of the day, I mean, Robert Saleh and company, I feel like that's kind of a lot to ask for if they were to accelerate it, because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play till he's 43 or even maybe 44. I give it 42 at the most, you know, and it's like, it would be nice to believe that Aaron Rodgers could take them that far that quick. But another point I want to get into here is, well, actually, that'll be the next part. Let me pitch it to you. Let me not run over it. Yeah. Do you think this will be a good move for A-Rod himself? Like, we know it makes the Jets better. Do you think it's an Aaron Rodgers' actual interest, considering this stage in his career, to go to the New York Jets?
So here's conspiracy theorist Jerm at work here.
Oh, yeah. By the way, great humor from Jerm. Amazing theorist. Go ahead. Yes. Big Josh Allen fan, big Bills fan. Sure,
100%. Go Bills. Aaron Rodgers is peculiar. There's that's not an opinion. That's a fact. He's just done a lot of weird things that aren't normal of somebody of his ilk. Would he, who famously did not want to learn from Brett Favre, follow in Brett Favre's footsteps? Eerily similar situation in terms of souring with the Green Bay franchise and then going to the New York Jets, or flirting with retirement only to end up with the Jets.
Right.
Stuff like that wouldn't bother another person, but I think that would factor into Aaron Rodgers' decision making because of just the way he operates. Maybe it doesn't bother him. I don't know. It's just I think of that when I think of Aaron Rodgers. So maybe that's the holdup too. He's like, oh man, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to be Brett Favre, blah 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 blah, which is a silly thing, because if he wants to win a Super Bowl, of the teams that are available, again, this is his best shot. He just got to stop playing with it, because the Jets also don't want to miss out on they won their first 6 games this past season, and then, like you said, they lost a couple. But why did they lose those games? A lot of it had to do with poor quarterback play. It had nothing to do with the defense or Garrett Wilson or Breece Hall. It was literally I know Breece Hall had I think he was injured a couple games too. Either way, quarterback play was the #1 downfall for the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best even at his age. His perceived down year, where his receivers rank second to last in drops, but Aaron Rodgers himself averaged second on balls on target. So his receivers dropped almost damn near everything. Right. So I don't want to sit there and say Aaron Rodgers just fell off. It looked bad on TV, but when you look at the context, Aaron Rodgers didn't fall off at all. So I have to imagine, with better offensive talent around him at New York, it would give him his best chance to win right now, or at least the next 2 years, like you were saying, if he does. Because I agree with you. I think maybe you'll get 2 years of top 5
at best.
Top, right. You wish, you hope,
right,
of top 5 caliber play. Because I think everybody would still put Aaron Rodgers, 4 to 6. Maybe in the NFL right now. I don't think you go much higher than 6 before you get to Aaron Rodgers' name, to me, in my opinion. 2,
yeah, bro. Hey. A lot of people been biting my head off about it, but I mean, I'm not going to say 1 year like he lost Devontae Adams.
Right.
It's just 1 year removed. You know what I mean, from the back-to-back MVPs. Like, just when you get down to talent, like, yes, maybe you're not trusting him, certain Super Bowl moment, throwing to this receiver, backline fade. Like, I'm not getting into all that, but like, if we're just talking about what quarterback are you taking going down the list, Mahomes 1, Rodgers 2, Burrow 3, and probably Allen 4,
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to get into all that, but I'm right there with you on that for sure. In terms of, being an actual good move for Aaron Rodgers himself, ironically, I feel like I'm leaning no. And we've seen him have a tough time at times meshing with his occasional young player, or sometimes someone that he's unfamiliar with, let alone the core of a brand new team in his 16th full NFL season. I know some people are like, oh, he's played for 20 years. The first 3 years we know he, was chilling behind Brett Favre until he came about, either 2 or 3 years. I can't remember. But we know this Jets team is young and they have 0 playoff experience as of right now. And he'd be hand in hand with a Breece Hall, with a Garrett Wilson. I'm not going to say as a total they don't have playoff experience, because of course Robert Saleh got that job due to what he did with the Niners over an extended period of time, and they had some playoff success while he was the DC. But, just imagine he gets out there, Garrett Wilson's maybe dropping some passes, Breece Hall fumbles a time or two. Like you said, Aaron Rodgers is very peculiar, Jerm. Yeah. Last thing you need, I feel like, is he's not meshing with them, that he's getting attitudes and whatnot, shying away from people. And I think everyone sitting here listening, and even Jets fans, y'all let me know down in the comments and get in the chat as well. The Jets have worked very, 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 very hard to get to this point, and it might feel like they're playing with house money, right? But at the end of the day, like, we know how, like, we don't personally know, but when players talk about locker room, respect, confidence, leaders that you look up to, Aaron Rodgers has those capabilities. But I feel like if those possible, attitudes, not meshing with these younger players, comes about, I don't think the Jets rather want to risk that. And realistically, does Aaron Rodgers want to put up with that at 39 years old? We don't know. You know, obviously we're kind of speculating here, but based off what we've seen in the past with Aaron Rodgers, like, oh, I want a Randall Cobb. Like, really? Because you played with him in the past, but he's not a top player that was producing, you know, at times like a Christian Watson, like a Romeo Dobbs. So I feel like it could get into a sticky situation.